another episode of Dicking Around in the Garage. Dicking? No, it's Dicking, and we spoiled it last week anyway, but let's go ahead and just do the Tiny Planet because I know North by Southeast loves that, so dicking around in the garage. Yeah. So, what are we up to today? Well, if you guys watched my video last year, whenever I mounted and balanced my own tires and showed you guys mounting them and stuff, we used balance beads, right? And if you watched last week's video about Commander 3's, just a quick comparison to the Dunlop American Elites, which, if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it first, okay? But anyway, we got a new set of Michelin Commander 3's. And instead of balance beads, I decided I was going to buy one of the original tire balancers, one of the original spin balancers, right? Now, they make bubble balancers where it stands upright and you set your wheel, kind of like you just lay your wheel on it and you level the bubble off with your weights. Like if the bubble's off, you just put weights on there until you get that bubble centered. Well, this has the bubble. You have to level it off. Then you have some cones that go into your bearings. And yes, I've already cheated a little bit experimenting with this thing. And also hopefully to help make the video quicker. And then you have your keepers here. And you have rollers there. And rollers there. Essentially, you're gravity balancing the tire, right? And it is super simple. Super easy. You do have to have a little bit of knowledge, and a little bit of common sense, guesstimating stuff, because on an actual spin balance machine, it tells you how much weight and where to put it. This will show you where to put the weight, and we'll demonstrate that here in just a minute, but it doesn't tell you how much weight. So that's where you kind of have to have a little bit of experience with it. If not, you just have to play around with it. And it's not complicated. It just, if you don't have experience with anything like this, then or balancing tires, even on a spin balancer, and kind of like getting a judgment as to how a tire's spinning and how much weight it's going to end up taking. Like, we used to play a game when I worked for a truck stop and we'd mount and balance steer tires. We would play a game when there wasn't a lot of work. We'd play a game guessing, like if somebody come in with a set of steer tires, we'd put it on, mount up, and we'd play the guessing game of how much weight it's going to take. So there's a little bit of experience and knowledge there already, but it's not hard. The thing is a little tricky to set up. You have to get these down in here, but they can't really contact the nuts in there because it won't spin right. This is a OMT, which I purchased off of Amazon for $40. If I'd have bought the balance beads, it would have been $60. So instead of spending $60 on the balance beads, which in theory I could take the balance beads out of the other tires and put in these, but why mess around with it, right? So this was $40, and then a box of wheel weights, big box, 1/4 ounce wheel weights, they're black, was $20. You can buy them in lesser amounts, and they're like $8. So for $50, you can buy the thing, do your own tires, and balance them for $50. Or you can take it and you can have it mounted and balanced somewhere else, and they're probably going to charge you $75 at a dealership or something like that. Well, probably more than that, because dealerships around here will not. I called around because I was just going to have dealership mount and balance them. I was going to take them off, take them up. Unless you buy tires off of them, they will not mount and balance the tire. So that's just my area. Check your area. Do you? Some of you guys may know an independent guy that has stuff. So this is just a way for me to get more self-efficient, so to speak, at doing things myself in my own garage. And I used my buddy's Rabiconda tire changer. And I think I'm gonna save up money and buy one of those. They're $500-600, but you figure 3 sets of tires, it pays for itself. So, and that's just the mounting and balancing. That's not counting the cost of the tire, and you pay more for tires at dealership than you do buying them at, say, like Iron Pony or, you know, somewhere that's not a dealership. So let me get some stuff cleaned up here and out of the way, and we're going to run through this and how this thing works. I will say this one bearing was a little tight here. This one roller was a little tight, and at first it wouldn't roll. It's not real tricky getting this set up. You just kind of put your cone in on one side, and there's a set screw in there. You tighten it down, and then you pull it through tight. What I did was I stood up on the rod and put the other one in, so the weight of the tire was going down on the other cone. And then you set it up on there, kind of get a feel for where your locks need to be, because if you just put this up there, it'll jump off when it spins. These are your keepers. They keep it in there, and you don't have to be exactly centered. Okay, you can be off a little bit. Like, see, we're closer this way than we are this way. That's not going to affect it. But let me get you guys set up and get myself set up, and we'll balance this tire, and we'll balance it perfect. Alright, so here I need some brake clean, because you're going to want to clean your surface and make sure it's clean, otherwise the weights won't stay. And then I'm going to go over it with some simple green too, and we'll clean the wheel up real good before we put it back on the bike. But get your cones set up, get your spacers set up, make sure you level your thing off. I just have a piece of plywood here sitting on some sawhorses, right? So you get up there, and then keep track of this tape, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, we're going to see if I'm right or not, or if this thing is completely full of shit, right? In theory, when I spin this, where that masking tape is, it should end up right there again, because that is the light spot of the tire. The heavy spot is down here. That's my light spot. I've already marked it for you guys because I've already been playing with it a little bit. I didn't want to make a super hour-long video on how to do this. So just go ahead, you got up there, everything, give her a little spin. You don't got to spin it real fast, just a nice little spin. You can get you your favorite adult beverage or non-adult beverage, whatever you want to do, and just sit here and take you a few sips of it. Just watch it spin, and as you watch that spin, pay attention. Find your valve stem. There's my valve stem. Watch your valve stem and keep track of where your heavy spot is and your light spot. Your heavy spot's always going to go to the bottom, so keep track, right? There's the valve stem. She's coming down. See how it's starting to slow down a little bit? Starting to slow down. Starting to slow down. Even a little more. Slowing down. Losing some momentum. Right? And I will say the one thing that I do not like about the Michelin tires, and it's even on the automotive and semi-truck side too, they don't have balance stalks on them. So, Michelin, what's up with that? Every other tire, pretty much, there's a few out there that don't. Now you see how slow it's going? It's going slow, it's going slow, and watch, when it gets to the climb, it's going to make a jump. Or not. Alright, so we're pretty much right there. Right, so if we take this and we put it at 9 o'clock, let it do its thing, it's going to come back up, right? So now we're going to roll that over to 3 o'clock. Let it go. See what it does. I will say you gotta be careful and kind of play with it, and I'll probably lube these rollers up on this thing a little bit because they will give you a little trickiness with the resistance on them. But yeah, watch. See? Tape line back up right about 12 o'clock. See? It's going back nice and slow. Now, just by the way that moves, I know a 1/4 ounce and a 1/2 ounce isn't going to be enough, and that's just my knowledge. So, what I did was I took a total of 1 ounce. When you buy them in 1/4 ounce increments, and what that means is each weight that you tear off is a 1/4 ounce. So 4 weights equals 1 ounce, right? Just get some masking tape and stick it on there for test purposes. We're going to stick a 1/2 ounce right there, right? And just so you don't have to peel the backing off and actually stick the weight on, this is how you want to do this, right? Because you're experimenting, you're tinkering, you're dicking around. So we're going to put a 1/2 ounce on that side, and then we're going to come over to this side of that spoke, and we're going to put another 1/2 ounce for a total of 1 ounce. Just because, one, from experience with how fast the wheel spins and stuff like that, and at the same time, when I had wheel weights on this thing, how many wheel weights were on it, and around about where they were. So if you have wheel weights on, pay attention to how they are and where they are, because chances are it's going to be close to the same amount of weight. And if you're doing it this way, honestly, you can mount your tire up. If you're mounting your tire yourself, leave your wheel weights on, mount your tire up, spin it, see what it does. If it's out of balance, remove the wheel weights. Don't just add wheel weights. Remove the wheel weights, right? So now give her another spin, just a little light spin. Don't gotta spin it real fast. You know, the tire's round. All you're doing is equaling out the heavy side with you're equaling the light side out to the heavy side. That's all you're doing. Alright. So the tire stopped there, right? Now, remember what happened before when we put the tire at 9 o'clock? We're going to put our wheel weights at 9 o'clock. And we're going to let it go and see what it does. Stays. Now we're going to put it at 3 o'clock. Let it go. Stays. See? Go down here. 6 o'clock. Stays. You can move it up here. Stays. Move it up here. Stays. tire's balanced. Now all you have to do is take some brake clean, pull your weights back off, take some brake clean, clean that area up, take some Simple Green or some 409, whatever, clean it up a little better, get you some rubbing alcohol, or rubbing alcohol. You don't want to use the other stuff I was saying. But just a little bit of isopropyl, whatever they call it, alcohol, rubbing alcohol with water in it. Clean it up real good, right? And then before you actually stick your weights where they're going to go, this backing here, sit there and rub that and get that heated up real good so it'll activate the glue. Don't just peel your sticker off and stick it on there. Activate the glue, right? We want to activate that glue, then peel it off and stick your weights on. So for $60, you can balance your tires several times. Or for $60 you can buy beads, put them in your tires, and then if you want to piss with getting them little tiny things out of the old tires and putting them in the new tires, you can. Don't get me wrong, I like the beads. I didn't have any issues with them, and I'm just going to try this. This is just something else I'm going to try because it's going to be a long process, but we're going to do some, over the course of time here, some pretty lengthy tire comparison with some of the knowledge that I already have and experience I already have with the American Elites versus the Commander 3s. So we're going to try these with wheel weights on them because I know how those were with wheel weights on them. They, honestly, with the beads in them, I think I got more even wear out of them, more consistent wear than just with wheel weights. But we're going to try the wheel weights on the Commander 3s, and then when we wear this set of tires out, we're going to get another set of Commander 3s and balance beads and run them with balance beads, and I'll save the tires and we'll see what the end result is. Keep in mind, I do understand, I can do it because I ride consistently the same, you know what I mean? So tire life, they say 24,000 miles, right? That varies on how much you like that throttle. That varies on how deep you like to dive in the corners. And once we get everything done with the bike and get tires on and everything, we'll take it for a ride. We'll get them scuffed in, get that slick silicone off of them, and that mold resistant stuff. We'll get that off of them, and we'll layer in some curves and see how she handles. So stay tuned for that video. That won't be on Dicking Around the Garage. That'll just be a regular vlog style video. But I gotta get my butt to work here because I still gotta balance the rear tire too, and I gotta go in my wife's bathroom and see if I can't steal some rubbing alcohol off of her. So thanks for watching, and go dick around in your garage or your shed or your driveway, whatever. The OMT, Amazon, $40, wheel weights, everything. I'm not putting links. I don't make any money off anything. I don't put links in my videos in the description box because I don't want people to think that I'm just trying to make money by putting a link in there. You can go to Amazon, you can search it. If you have a problem finding it and you're interested in it, shoot me a message on Instagram at Road Glide Andy, and I'll help you out that way. But here on the Road Glide Andy channel, everything's free. Everything. So keep that in mind. We will never monetize the channel. If there's ads in the videos, it's because of YouTube. It's not because of me. So we'll never do affiliate links to where I get a cut or any of that stuff. If somebody sends me a product, it'll be a product that I want and something that I think I'll use and do an honest review on it. Keep all that in mind. Alright? Thanks for watching. Like I said, go dick around somewhere. It don't matter where. Just go dick around.